Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Xochitl. If you are new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can keep up with all of my videos, especially if you love foundation makeup reviews, because I'm back. I'm so excited. My favorite thing to do is reviews foundation complexion products. I love lip swatches, but today super excited because I went into an Ulta store. If you're in the Chicagoland area, the one in LaGrange had the Essence Pretty Natural Foundations in store. So I've had this in my Ulta cart for a while, but of course, you gotta make the $35 plus shipping, blah, blah, blah. And then you wanna get it as soon as possible. But I saw it in Ulta stores and I was like, yes, let's pick it up. Super excited to review the the Essence Pretty Natural Foundation. And I was like, you know what, let's check it out. The Essence Prime and Studio Hydrating Skin Refreshing Primer. Because I was like, let's see if they work well together. I have dry skin. If you're new here on my channel, you wanted to check it out. But this foundation was like $7. I was like, what? That's crazy. But Essence products are really inexpensive, and I have found some like hidden gems that I love. Actually, my favorite brow product, the Essence Make Me Brow. I'm going to use this to kind of finish off my brows, or you can just use it just, to kind of fill them in like that, all, lazy style. Their lip gloss I love. Their mascaras are really good. Actually, after this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Essence You Better Work, a volume and curl mascara. So make sure you're subscribed so you can keep up for this video next. They had so many mascaras. Like a lot of people, like they do my top 5, or top 3, just Essence alone. I really like the Lash Princess mascara that I've reviewed here on my channel. I'll link that down below. But I was like, I'm gonna finish up with that one. I need to try a new one. So let's try Essence. Anyway, foundation. So this is the Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation. They got me. This is the size of it. It's 1 fluid ounce, But one thing I have to say is that the shade range, shade matching, just shade figuring out process is just a little bit harder for this one for some reason. I don't know, the way online, even if you go to Ulta online, I think if you go to Essence website itself, it's a little bit more helpful, but kind of still confusing. What I do like about their foundations, the way that they name them, they mention whether it's neutral, cool, warm, which honestly I feel like all foundations just need to start doing that. So at least you can kind of target your undertones in general. I lean more neutral. When I was looking online, I honestly would have gotten a way lighter color than I picked up. And I was like, that probably would have been way too light. So let's see if 90 Neutral Suede works for me in total. On Essence is a website. I think maybe Ulta too. For sure, Essence, they have 31 shades total. Of course, they have like lighter, and then, some dark. Ulta, I don't know how many. They have pretty much almost all of them also online. If you go in stores, they're going to be missing some, shades in between. So let's see the consistency of this. Ooh, okay. I think this shade might work. Oh, yeah. The other one probably would have been way too light. So this, I think, is a little bit better. It's not too thick. I feel like from the squeezy tube, but that's going to be thick a little bit, but not too watery. So actually, before we go in with this, so I've gone in general with the silicone-free priming moisturizer. This is like my go-to moisturizer and primer. So I've gone in all over. But what I'm going to do is we're going to try out the Essence Hydrating Skin Refreshing Primer. So I think I'm only going to do it on my right side just to see how that goes. If it makes a difference. Okay. So for the primer, it's like a white. So it's not like a silicone primer. I feel like, yeah, if you're dry skin, silicone primer sometimes. Oh, yeah, it feels like a moisturizer. I like that. I feel like that's usually a good start. It's a little bit thicker than the Too Faced Hangover RX hydrating primer. That is like one of my favorite hydrating primers. That definitely feels like a prescription for like a hangover for your face. Oh, yeah, this feels very moisturizing. It smells nice too. It's not an overly powerful fragrance smell. It smells lovely. But yes, that like plumps up the skin really nicely. I'm excited. yes, finding a good hydrating primer can be tricky because I feel like a lot of times brands will try to put like the silicone in there, and that kind of like defeats the purpose and makes it drier. It's not focusing on my moisture. Okay, it's supposed to make my pores less visible. So if anything, we'll see at the end of the day, does it help with the pores? So for the foundation, it's supposed to be a natural coverage finish and weightless skin feel. It's also vegan in case you guys were interested. Hyaluronic acid and aloe vera, 24-hour long wear finish. And we're gonna have a long day today, so let's see. Okay, so 90, we can still kind of pull this off. So maybe, I don't know, 70? We'll see. I was telling you, the shade range was like tricky. We'll see if it oxidizes too. So let's do this side of the face. And I'm gonna do my usual one side with the sponge and one side with the brush. So let's just do this side with the sponge. Okay, had to grab my mirror. And let's see. I feel like this is definitely a warmer than a neutral, but it's not too yellow. Ooh. Yeah, it's definitely not like a full coverage, as you can still kind of see my redness peeking through, but we'll go in with another layer, but it is evening things out still. Yeah, I was gonna go with like shade 50 because online I'm like, I guess. Ooh, that would have been way too light. So glad I found this in stores. This is shade 90 neutral suede. Oh yeah, this shade works. Okay, when I mix it in. So yeah, so I would say maybe a lightish medium with the sponge. We'll see with the brush. This is just kind of like one layer, but it blends up pretty easily. I'd say it's a pretty light coverage actually. It's supposed to be a natural finish. So let's see. I had a lot of redness. Let's see with this. This is an e.l.f. adding a little bit water blending brush. I have to wash my brushes. I have a lot of brushes, but like my main stippling brushes need to be washed. Ooh, actually like I don't think I've ever used this one for foundation. It's got nice compactness. With the brush, I want to say it's not leaving it streaky either, which is nice. This is a good shade. If you're around my shade, not tan yet, because when I get tan, I get tan. This is like kind of, I would say, my normal year-round shade. I would say this is a lightish, borderline medium coverage, but mostly light. A little bit more coverage with the brush. So if you want light medium, but if not with a sponge, it's gonna lean more light. And I really like the job that the sponge did. So this is with the brush, and yeah, this is with the sponge. I think weirdly enough, I prefer the brush side. I tend to like the sponge side because I am drier skin, so I feel like sometimes the sponge gives me a little bit more hydration. So let me do another layer just to kind of even things out. But yeah, this I'm so glad I did not. I found this in stores because honestly I would have been so lost what shade. Well, let's do some spot concealing just around the center for like my redness, and then we'll bring it out. That guy right there. Ooh, but it's looking like a nice finish for sure. Even for my dry skin. We'll see how it goes on the nose. And honestly, we'll see how long this lasts too. Ooh, that looks nice. $7 also. $7. Let's see. Let's see what $7 can do. Ooh, okay, yeah. So I like one layer and then just kind of around the center of the face, or specifically like to spot conceal around the face, and you'll be good. If you have redness marks, which, you know, who knows, a lot of us might have a little bit more acne these days from face masks. Luckily, I'm like indoors more, so I don't have to go out as often. I usually, or like I have to wear a mask less because I'm out less for work. It's pretty much to like walk my dog, but even then I still try to wear a mask if you can. Okay. So, I like the feeling. It definitely feels lightweight. We'll see how it dries, if it dries like tacky or sticky or anything. But, and I'll let you guys know at the end of the day, does it look a little bit better with the hydrating primer? How do my pores look? But I would definitely recommend a brush. You can still kind of see, yeah, you can still kind of see some redness peeking through. So it's definitely more on the natural lighter weight finish. It's not going to be that full coverage, but if you want, spot conceal with the concealer too if you want. But that's okay. It still looks natural. I don't want to cake it on because then it's going to like dry up my acne and that's not going to help. So I definitely like the brush side the best, even though I went all around for some reason. Maybe this is just the better side of my face. But let me finish up the rest of my makeup. I will comb my hair and we will see the completed look. Okay, so I combed my hair for you all, and I did go ahead and set the foundation like I do all of my foundations. If you have dry skin, totally should do this with my Max Fix Plus, or if you want a cheaper alternative and or maybe a little bit more natural, the Mario Badescu. I also like to set it with the facial spray. And to lock it in, the Milani Make It Last setting spray. If you're not using a setting spray for your foundation, I don't care, any foundation, high-end or drugstore, you're missing out. It makes a difference. So this is the foundation, and oh my gosh, okay, first off on camera, that looks really good. Now that it's kind of like settled in, I did, do my brows. I did go in with bronzer because I want to see how the bronzer lasts on my foundation. And it is the powder one. So this is my Wet n Wild contouring palette. I bought a new one because I need it for my under eyes to set. And they didn't have my usual NYX one, but I want to see how the powder lasts. But that finish looks really pretty. For $7, that looks really nice. Yeah. That looks really nice. It definitely is a natural finish. It's not super dewy. It doesn't feel super tacky. So we're going to wear it throughout. It's like almost 8:45 right now a.m. And we're going to wear this for a long time because we have the work day. And then I actually need to leave my face on for an evening type of virtual event. So we're probably going to finish off with this like 9 p.m. So it's going to probably be like a 12-hour wear test. But the coverage looks really pretty. For me, I have dry skin, so I have to wait until I use like my facial sprays to really see. But I'll see how it wears, if it dries up, if it patches off. For $7 though, so far, like this is really good. Like, ooh, my face looks nice for dry skin. So I will check in. I'll probably do maybe like a 4 or 5 hour check-in. Maybe I'll do my post lunch like around 1 p.m. or something. Check in, and then we'll do our evening check-in and see how it wears. But so far, so good. Okay, so I was busy and I totally forgot to do check-in around 1 p.m. This is a quick like 3 p.m. check-in, and the foundation is still looking good. I actually caught myself looking in the mirror. I was like, ooh, like the bronzer is still like looking really nice on top of it. And I was like, oh crap, I forgot to do a check-in. So from 8:30, like almost 7 hours later, and it's still looking really good. I was looking to see if we're getting like any caking around the nose. Not really. Like I wonder if maybe starting to drop just slightly, but looking really good. Just very natural finish, not oxidizing at all still, but like looking somewhat hydrated on my dry skin. So it looks hydrating on dry skin, which I am surprised, especially with like a natural finish, but it definitely feels lightweight, almost like cooling, so it doesn't feel like hot. I don't know how to describe it, but very good so far. Not like drying up like or looking dry, yeah, around like on my acne or anything. Looking very good. Nice natural finish. So we'll check in at the end of the day, which honestly probably like 8:39 p.m. So we're gonna give this a nice long wear. 7 hours in though, we're still looking good. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. No, we're not starting from the beginning. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's 9 p.m. I'm sorry, I am sleepy. I actually like weirdly woke up like early today. Like usually I can sleep through anything, go back to sleep, whatever. I just could not fall back asleep, and it was like before 7 a.m. too. I'm like, what the heck? I usually try to snooze to like almost 8 a.m. sometimes. But yeah, so I woke up early. So final check-in. I was like, what am I doing? Final check-in for the foundation. If it's 9 p.m., like this is, I've been wearing this for almost 12 hours. Definitely 11 and a half, 11, almost 12 hours pretty much. Because I was done with this before like 9 a.m. too. I was just doing my hair, but that's pretty good. For a 12-hour wear, like this foundation, like you guys saw in the check-ins, after the 7 hours still looked great. Oh my gosh, like if anything, I did lose a little bit on my nose, but you can probably like barely, it's like it's not as noticeable because I did put on my mask, so I noticed a little bit rubbed off on the side of like on the mask. But still, even for like kind of having the mask on a little bit when I went to take my dog out, like not bad at all. Look at the bronzer is still on. Usually a lot of foundations can be like patchy or just like not even there anymore. Definitely stayed as like a natural finish foundation. So right now in Chicago too, as it gets a little bit warmer out, like this is gonna wear even better. But even for like a natural type of finish right now, and not yet actual spring weather in Chicago, that did pretty well. Like my face looks nice. Honestly, I wouldn't look at my face and be like, wow, that's a $7 foundation. But wow, that's a $7 foundation that did that after 12 hours. This wore beautifully. For $7, if you wanted to try a natural finish hydrating foundation, I would check it out. I'm curious for anybody with oily skin if they've tried this. But one thing I did not do is I didn't set my face with powder. If you are, you know, usually here on my channel for reviews, I haven't been doing that in general, just to kind of help since I do have dry skin. If anything, maybe the powder was the bronzer, but I try not to for sure do anything like in the center. So for that, I think that was beautiful. But if you're oily skin, maybe you might want to set it. So therefore, it's probably going to be maybe a little bit more just dewy on you, like oily, not even dewy, just more, you know, oily. But that's, you use matte powder. I do the opposite and use no powder. But I have the shade 90 neutral suede, and that was a pretty good color match for me. It definitely leaned a little bit warmer in general. Like I wouldn't think neutral. I was like, oh, I guess that's a little bit, but it still worked as long as it wasn't like pink or anything. But if you guys have been curious about this foundation, check it out. If you want more coverage, use a brush. Oh, actually, we did the primer on this. I forgot. I was not checking for that. Okay, let's see. Honestly, I gotta say I don't. I was really trying to look. I honestly don't see too much of a difference. Yeah, no, I don't see too much of a difference from the, it was had in my hand. I honestly don't see too much of a difference with the hydrating skin primer, which I did on this side as compared to this side. They both look good. You know, like I honestly can't see that much of a difference that this primer made. It didn't make it worse, but it was definitely hydrating. So if maybe you don't have, because once again, I use the Good Molecules all around and then the Essence primer, but if you don't have something like the Good Molecules, a moisturizer, I would say pair this. If say like your daytime moisturizer, just like okay, you know, this I think would be really helpful to pair with the foundation. But I think it would have been interesting if I would have used maybe my e.l.f. silicone free putty primer to see if that made a difference. Probably. I think then I approve of it because I feel like it looks just as good as my regular hydrated side. So in case you guys are curious, $7 foundation. I think the primer was anywhere $6, maybe $7, probably $5. If you are interested, that is still cheaper than like one like regular drugstore foundation too, you know, probably. So check it out. Hopefully you can find it at Ulta in stores. Not all of them do, but if not, Ulta has it online, Essence as well, so you can check out shades. That's the only kind of tricky part about this, but I guessed very, very well. I would say, you know, maybe look at some videos and kind of see, try to gauge, because I feel like the colors, the way that they have them displayed, it's just very deceiving. Like it doesn't really match, and it's just like a weird color system. So hopefully if you're around my skin tone, this will maybe help you narrow it down a little bit. If you're a little bit tan, you're like, okay, so 90 is going to be a lot lighter than I thought, stuff like that. So, but Oh man, Essence. Like, I'm telling you, Essence has some like hidden gems. Like, they've got some good, like, don't be deceived by the low prices. They have some pretty good makeup. If you guys have not tried Essence before, definitely check out some products. I have some old Essence videos that honestly are still getting played. Like, from when I would think about like my first apartment, like when I lived in my basement apartment, it was like 2015 maybe. Yeah, crazy. So those, I mean, like, let me tell you, Essence has some good products, some good staples, and I feel like the new products they're coming out with are like just as good, and they're like kind of keeping true to like those drugstore prices. So check out Essence. Maybe I'm gonna have to do soon like my favorite Essence products. Let me know, comment down below, because even if I needed to restock, like, that would not hurt at all. I'd be like, oh, $5 here, $7 there, like, for some great products. So if you want to see all around my favorite Essence products, let me know. But next video after this one, make sure you're subscribed, because I will be reviewing the Essence You Better Work a Volume and Curl Mascara. So stay tuned in case you're trying to decide from all of their mascaras. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you all next time.